Hi everybody, this is Pramita here. Welcome back to my channel. And if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, then please think of subscribing. If you like this video, then please give it a thumbs up. It would mean a lot to me. And please don't forget to comment, because that would make my day. So I'm pretty behind in answering to my comments. That's because I have been completely caught up in my day job, as you can say, but I don't do it in the daytime anyways. That is teaching my high school students. So I, because they had their exams coming by, semester assessments and stuff like that, so I was busy working with them, preparing mock tests and stuff like that. So I got caught up in that. So this is what we have done in today's video. So if you want to see how I did this, you will have to watch the whole video. Don't skip any part, because I'll be sharing a lot of tricks and tips which I do, and you'll also see the end result. So this is what it looks in a bunch, but we had made 12 of these, and keep watching for this. Hi everybody, this is Pramita here, and today, as I was going through my stash, I decided to declutter all the scraps that I have in my scrap bin. Now, I have been doing a lot of journals for the past few days and past few months, and these have accumulated over a long period of time. So I have this bin. I'm just going to show you. I have this bin where I keep all my scraps and bigger scraps. So I'm going to sort through these and decide what I want, and I'll also show you how you can make tiny scrap embellishments. Like, this is a bigger piece. I'm not going to use that in the in the project that I'm currently working on, because what I found was those tiny clusters are extremely versatile and useful in the style of journals that I work in. So I'm planning on making some more, but this time I'm not going to glue them on the notebook. I'm just going to show you a cheat method. Now, this is not a method that I have invented. I'm having my morning cup of coffee, and this is not a method that I have invented. I saw Gail Augustinelli do that quite a few years back, probably 3-4 years back, and I used to do that in my projects previously, but now I don't do that much. But I'm just sorting through this mini scraps, and some I had done yesterday while I was just trying to figure out what to do with these tiny scraps. If you have not watched my previous video, please go and see that, where I have used these kind of scraps as page edges. Now, these are also some scrap ideas that you can use, but what I'm using this time is a stapler. So I'm just gathering those pieces that I want, and I'm just stapling them. Something wrong with the staple. So I'm using the staple at such a point where I'm going to use only one pin, and somehow it's going to put together all those loose tiny scraps that I have. So that was the agenda of today, and I'm going to show you how I'm working on these things. So I'm just trying to work through my mess, and unless and until I really declutter seriously, I don't think I'll be able to function in any manageable way. So this is my way of dealing with the mess: create something else and just throw away the scraps which cannot be used in any way. So what I'm trying to do is I'm just trying to take off. Now, these were tiny strips that I had made some journals way back, and basically these papers are so tiny that they will not look good on a masterboard also. Now, in a manageable size of masterboard, I try not to use too thin or too tiny a paper, because that makes the masterboard very busy, and that means that you will have very a little bit of difficulty in layering things up. Now I'm going to give you a close-up view of what I'm planning on doing. Like, I like this one. This was from a scrap, obviously. Such a lame statement I made. Anyways, so I'm just taking off the edges, and trust me, I have not been sleeping well. I have a sleep disorder sort of thing. I don't know. I wake up at weird hours at the middle of the night, and then I find that my sleep has been completed. Now it's time for me to wake up. But I do not wake up, because that would make everyone irksome, especially my husband, because now that my son is not here, he didn't mind at all, because he was also a night bird. Anyways, so I'm just putting these clusters together. Usually I use only 2 layers, at the most 3, and then I use some sort of a focal point. That can be 2 or 3 also, it depends. So I'm just going to cluster those up. And so what I have decided to do is to take out the longer unusable strips that cannot be used anywhere else. So I will sort through the bigger papers first. That I think will make my job a little bit easier. So like this one, I have this tiny scrap that I'm probably going to use up to layer something. So that's going to be one, and I'm going to layer that on that piece. I think it's looking nice, and not every one of them, each one of them will be inked. Some I'm going to keep uninked, so that when I'm using in a project, I can just dig into it, decide what to do with it. So I'm just stapling this, and I do it towards the middle. Why I tell you, because if I'm stapling towards the middle, then I'll have both the ends a little bit flappy floppy sort of thing, unattached, yet they're attached, that kind of thing. So I'll show you what I'm meaning. Here I'm just inking up the edges. So actually, why I'm doing a voiceover these days and why it's taking longer for me to publish videos is because there are some repair work going on in our community that I work in, and oh my god, they start from the early in the morning and continue late till night. And I'm just using an ordinary stapler. I do have the Tim Holtz tiny attacher, but it's not working for me. I don't know, something is wrong with the stapler. I do have a lot of pins of that stapler. Unfortunately, the stapler is not in a workable condition, so that's a bummer. So I like that 36 word, and I'm just going to take off the extra bit, remove, and then attach this. So these are, you can see, these are very neutral kind of clusters, and I'll keep on adding some things. Like I can add a little bit of fabric, some words that I find interesting. But the basic problem is these are some scraps from a French office ephemera paper set that I have. I plan on scanning that. I had scanned it and then I've used it in my projects, and they are so good. They're excellent for collages and using in your other projects. You can make envelopes out of them. They are in a very good size, and I do have quite a lot of those, and they really need my time, which is what I do not have much. I sometimes wish the days were about 48 hours, so then I would have had more time. So here you can see I'm sorting out papers, bigger scraps and smaller scraps. So the smaller scrap pile is going to be used to make mini clusters or layered embellishments like the one I'm working on, and the bigger ones, the bigger pile that you have on the right hand side is going to be used in making masterboards, some collage tags or anything. So this is how I'm sorting through the papers, and I think there I have those words which I can use. And again, and even before I make more embellishments, I decided to sort out these papers. So this is an eco print paper I had done a while back. Some book page, some printables. Here is also some printable on my left hand side, which is obviously going to go into the bigger pile. So now I'm going to show you what I mean by a bigger pile. I do have a tray sort of thing. It's a plasticky tray sort of thing where I just dump some of the papers that I will probably not use right away, but I can use them in the distant future. So that is where all my rubbish papers, half used papers and all sorts of things get piled up. So I'm going to move that, and as I go through the stash, so this is my tiny stash that I've built up. Now I'll show you the thing that I was talking about, the bigger tray that I was meaning to. So this is my tray, and this is where I just dump all those larger papers that I will use probably somewhere else. So this craft paper can go in somewhere. So these are some printables, very big in size, so I can obviously use them in my masterboards. These are some blank sheets that I have, some misprints. This is a masterboard sheet that I started but I didn't do anything, so I'm going to use that. And so this is the condition I'm in. This is practically one of the boxes, because I do not have much left, it seems, but I think I have one more tray like this, and if I can complete this process soon, then I will be so delighted to be rid of all these scraps, and also to have created some lovely clusters which can go into my journals. So I'm just going through the process of having some things like some random ephemera pieces, some Tim Holtz papers, some scraps, and I'm just sorting them out into two piles. One for tiny embellishments like clusters, page edges and stuff like that, and the other for masterboards or journal cards or something. So this is a portion of a glassine envelope, some vellum. So you can see all sorts of randomly things that can be used. So I'll do that probably I'll do the process, complete the process off screen, and we'll move on to the next part. So I have the bigger pieces on this side, and now I'm going to just work on the smaller pieces that are in that box, and I'm going to move that aside because that is going to go into a masterboard. So I will show you some random process videos like this, which is going to be sped up, but of course I'm going to do a voiceover to show you how they are going about. So this is what it looks right now. It still needs a lot of decluttering, and hopefully I'll be able to do this in a week and we could have achieved some more by making more clusters and stuff like that. So I'm going to show you my organization of the mini clusters that I have. So I have these stacked boxes, and let me show you. So this is the second layer, and then I have this first layer, and then that is the bottom layer. So here I have different types of mini embellishments that I can probably use. So I'm going to use this butterfly element, These are from Pink Monarch prints, and I have had them for long time. This is a very old kit that she has, and I love this. I have reprinted this so many times, I have lost the count. And what I'll do is I'll just, so if anyone wants to know the name of the kit, I am not sure about that, but I'm sure that it's from Pink Monarch print, so I will go and check. Right now off the bat I do not remember honestly, but if anybody wants to know the name of the kit, then I will then comment below, and I will definitely go and check what this kit is, and I will, so see how I have tucked that butterfly in, and that is why I have not stapled the entire part, so that there will be ample scope for me to tuck things in between those two layers. So I try to keep it very simple, and here I have my tiny words, word embellishments. So as you can see, I have a complete section in my craft area where I keep these tiny stuff, because I do work a lot on clusters and mini embellishments, so I need to have them very close by. So I just have that. I'm just going to give you a very close-up view of that once I get some embellishments layers put down. So I'm just going to take off that muslin piece, a little bit from the muslin piece, and I'm going to show you how they look. So I'm going to give you a close view of that. Yeah, so it looks like this, and I'm pretty happy with it right now, but I'm not sure whether I'm going to keep it or not, because unless and until I put everything down, I am not always 100% sure that that is what I want. So I keep improvising and changing till I find that yeah, it is what I want, or it is what I have visualized. That's how I keep things going. So as you can see, I had only 2 layers of paper, scrap paper, and then I have put down a word, an image. You can put any floral image also. I will show that how it looks once I finish doing with the butterfly ones. So I am using this butterfly, so probably I'm going to switch this over and see how it looks. So I kind of find it interesting, so I'm going to put that aside and I'll show you how they look eventually. So I'm going to work on that piece of cluster. That is, it is pretty dark, but anyways, and this is my box of red labels. Red labels, I have kept them in a color coordinated way. So these are neutral labels, mostly from Pink Monarch, and here I have my Shabby Dabby Doodah labels and numbers, because I'm on her design team. So if I have them segregated from the rest of the layering stuff, it becomes easy for me to dig into them and work when I'm working on the design team project. That's how my brain works. So I keep those close by, and this is my box of printable stamps. I will also show you, recently I made a purchase of I bought a few printable stamps. This is my stamped image box, where I have stamped on scrap papers and all sorts of random tea stained papers, and then I've cut them down and kept them into a box. So if you want to see these kind of process where I have stamped on images on scraps, so please comment below. But that requires a lot of messing up, because scraps as it is messy, and then stamps and ink pads will also be messy, but that's okay, because I will very soon have to stamp out a few images, because I'm running low on that also. So I'll probably film a video and then I'm going to speed it up a little bit, so that you're able to understand what I'm trying to do. So these are some red labels, so I'll probably use label over there, and also some kind of blank label, but I do not like that combination, so I'm going to use something, try and use something else. So let me see, I can use a bigger label, so I'm just trying to gauge what kind of thing I would want. Here I have these bigger labels which are from Pink Monarch Prints. I love Anna's, she's the shop owner, Anna's kits, and I do use a lot of them in my projects. And it's not that since I'm a designer myself, I do not use other people's work or designs. I do use that, and if I remember, I try to give them a shout out or whatever you can say. But it's just that they have created that, it's their baby, so they deserve to be mentioned. So that's my idea. So here this has 3 layers of papers. So I'm going to use this blue butterfly because it already has that blue thing going, and I think that is going to look okay. So it's a little bit blue, that's okay, because if I'm working on a blue journal or maybe somewhere where I can put this, I will go for it. So I'm going to use that free admission ticket, and it's good to go. So maybe later on I'm going to put a little bit of lace or scrap piece of cheesecloth, whatever. Now Cindy had asked me where did I get these netted fabric. This is the best time when you can get them at Hobby Lobby or Michael's. These are actually the netting mesh sort of thing that can be used as Halloween decor or for your costumes. But I got mine from a local store, and you can use your medical surgical gauze also. So sometimes I use that, sometimes whatever I get. That's the basic thing. Whatever I get, I use that. I cannot choose much because we don't have Michael's and Hobby Lobby in India. Whatever shopping we do related to craft items is mostly online. So the shopping online has its drawbacks because you don't know exactly what you're going to get. You might not like what you get. Sometimes it turns out to be a disappointment, but that's okay. Like you have to take that in your stride. So I'm just using again one of those bigger labels. I love the labels that Anna has, and she gives them in different sizes. I will post a link to her shop below. If you want, you can go and check, but I do not remember the name of the kits. That's honest confession, because I do have a lot of kits from her. As I always say, I'll probably use some printable stamps. This is also some shop that I bought. I'm not sure. This was like a collage sheet, and then I cut them up. I do have some very good original stamps also that I use, but in this project I'm using only printables. So I'm just going to move the papers around again, trying to push away all the bigger scraps that are going to go into masterboards. Here I have this netting, and just trying to gauge what I want to put there, because on my right hand side I have all those small boxes stacked up that I use in these mini clusters. I'm just going to go through that and see if I have anything else interesting that I might not have used for a long time. So it's it is at the back of my head, but I can't remember off the bat. So it happens. I'm a person who, if I do not see something, I do not remember that. So I have to keep them in clear front view, first of all. Secondly, I like to use clear boxes. You can see most of these boxes are clear boxes, because once they are in a colored box, I don't see them, I don't use them. That is my uh, you know drawback that I have. So I'm just trying to gauge what I have in my stash and dig through that, see if I have anything that I can use in tiny clusters like this. And Saturday mornings are very weird and extremely stressful because I really don't know how things are going to go, but that's how they are. So here I am back. I've realized that I can use this butterfly and a small tiny word probably. So I will use that. So I'm going to use the word free, I think. Yeah. No, I'm using the word dance. Okay. So this is another cluster that we have done, and I'm keeping these vellum strips because they can be made into tuck spots, into pockets. I'm not using them in layering. So this is a circle that I had punched out due to something I had done, maybe some closure that I was planning on, something, and I've not thrown it away. I'm just going to tuck that and see. So these are some tickets I have. These are from Artemis. Yeah. So I keep them in one place so that I know that they are from Artemis. As I said, I try to keep things in one place of the same designers, so it's easy for me to locate them. So I'll see if I can use anything else. I do not like that ticket too much because it's not going with the project, the cluster that I'm doing. So probably I'm going to use in some other cluster, and I'm just trying to put that butterfly, figuring out where I want best. So much to decide on to. I'm going to keep it like this. That's the best thing. So I'm not sure about the fabricy part. I might go back when I'm going to do some machine stitching, that I will add some stitching. I don't know. So I will have to change the thread also because I want to do it in black. So I have these scraps and they are hardly visible, but when you add them to a cluster like this, you instantly add another dimension which adds no bulk to your journal, and also it makes things so much more interesting. So I still have these 3-4 clusters left, and I'll try and finish them all today so that you people will be able to see what I'm planning on doing. So this is going to be a very long video, it seems, but hopefully we will be able to get through this. So if you do like longer videos, then probably there will be some, but I can't promise because it eats up a lot of time, and also as you can see, I'm just trying to gauge the time. And this is actually a box of fussy cut digital flowers. As you can see, I have a ton, but these are very big, not quite suitable for projects like this. But if you want to do a huge collage on a page itself, then they are excellent. I need to find a way to resize some of the bigger images so that I can use them more. So just going through my stash, these are a mix of junk with stuff, my potch prints, all sorts of fussy cut flowers that I have. Hi everybody, so this is Pramita here, and I'm back to show you how the embellishments are looking. The lighting is a little bit different because it's pretty late in the evening. Not evening, yeah, it's pretty late in the evening, and we've been having again a lot of thunderstorms, and we call it depressions in the Bay of Bengal. So we are having those kind of weather. So it's raining the whole day, it's pretty dark, and but I have not sped up this part of the video but the previous part where I just talk you through the process has been sped up, because I thought that it was no point in going through that lengthy process. It took around an hour to just put this little bits and bobs together, around an hour. So I sped up that video, and this is just an update which is going to be towards the end. So you will see how they look, how these clusters look eventually. So all those tiny scraps which we might have thought that had no future, just needed to be chucked away, they got this beautiful future, which which is like 12 mini clusters. And I love these things because I'll tell you why. They can be put into any journals. I'll show you. There's something new coming. So this is a journal that I had been working on. It's complete. I will do a flip through of this in a day or two when it's going to be listed. And this will also come with another journal. I mean, they are going to be listed in pairs. So this is actually an envelope layered journal. Something I saw Lolly do. Okay, so she did this, and I will post a link to her video when I do the flip. She did, and that gave me an idea that okay, I can do it in this way. So I tried a little bit differently. Anyways, I've added papers also inside. You'll see when I do the flip. So I'll just show you how you can embellish simple pages using clusters like this. Like, you can just put them on the page and instantly it gives a pop, or if you want you can do it as a page tab. So don't throw the scraps away, you can use them in many ways. And I will be making more because I will be sorting out those papers, those tiny scraps, and then I will be making more. So if you are interested in watching more of these snippet clustery kind of videos, then I will be more than happy to tag you people along in this journey. So that's it. So thank you everybody for watching this, and bye. Have a great day.